line it up now.
Where's Dr. Doom? No show? He's going to miss out. All right, injury update. So CJ won't be out there today. Still be in the training room. Quinnen, we thought we were going to get him out there today. We're going to keep him inside today. We're going to work through a couple other things and then see where it kind of leads for tomorrow. So we felt like that was the best thing for us to do. So that's where we're going with that. Demarius, he won't be out there. Two guys that were added, Josh Bellamy with a shoulder. It's going to be like limited evaluated. We think we're in a good place there. It's just kind of what Le'Veon did last week. Cannon, ankle, hamstring. One might be leading to the other. He'll be limited today.
Did Quinnen have any type of setback?
Not really a setback. We're just, trying to gauge where he was at. There was a lot of things that were going really well through that first part of the rehab. And yesterday we did some other things, and we felt like let's leave him inside. Let's kind of work on kind of strengthening some stuff, and then, we'll see if we can get him out next week or tomorrow.
Is it fair to say that in all likelihood CJ won't play?
I don't want to put that on him because I know last week when we said he was out, I don't think he was real happy about that. So we want to give him the whole time.
So how much is the fact that you have to buy next week?
Yeah, I mean we're looking at all that. I just want to give him every opportunity for him to be like, all right, I either can or can't.
And what gives you confidence in Luke going through this difficult first start?
I mean, if you're around him, it's not hard because he's confident in himself. He knows the offense. He does a good job. He trusts the guys around him. He just works to do his job. He tries to do a good job of communicating everything. He's very quick on his feet, very smart. He's able to, he got to some checks in this last game where I don't know if really any of us expected that to happen and him to be that aggressive when he got in the game. But I'm sure he was thinking, nobody probably thinks I should be out here anyways. I'm just going to play it the way I should.
How much do you need to adjust your game plan? Not take Sam out of the equation.
Right.
Going from Trevor to Luke as a play call.
I really didn't have to adjust much. I was more about I was probably being too cautious early with him, but in my head I was just like, let me get him in the game. Let me get him kind of rolling a little bit. Make sure he's calm, and he was good after like one play. So I probably held him back a little bit. But I think, moving forward, we'll just keep opening it up as much as we can.
Kind of on that note, I mean, it's apples to oranges, but in college, he was such an aggressive guy in the system he was playing. I mean, does he almost feel more aggressive if you open things up and let him just kind of go after it?
I don't know. I think he does a good job of staying within that play, and he executes what we're asking him to do well, and he can get us out of bad plays as well.
You talked about his confidence, and you just alluded to it again. How much does that help a guy coming into a situation like this where he's kind of just thrown into it?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you think you're good, you usually play good, I mean, in his mind, he knows how he needs to play. He knows how he feels about his skill set. I think guys around him believe in him because they've practiced with him before. They've been around him. They like his personality. He has a good way about him. He controls the huddle. There's a confidence there when he calls a play. Guys feel like, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about.
What's your, you've come against Belichick so many times, the assumption from the outside is he's going to dial something up for this young quarterback that's he's never seen before and whatnot. How do you combat that? And is that overrated to some degree?
I mean, I'm sure there'll be something interesting. There always is. I mean, every game's a new game when you play these guys. Even from you play them from game one, and then if you play them the second time and next time you play them, it's going to be different stuff. So he's going to make it challenging. He knows that it's a young guy's first start in their stadium.
I'm just kind of there's only so many plays that systems and whatnot. You've been around it long enough. You've probably seen pretty much most of them. I would assume. Is it overrated the stuff that he dials up, or does he really truly come up with stuff that's kind of game to game? You're kind of like, oh, I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a coach that's basically one of the innovators of defensive football. playing nickel and dime before everybody else, understanding kind of how to shut an unbelievably good offense down, which he's done so many times in the biggest games and biggest stages. So there have been things where you go back after the game and you watch it and you're trying to figure out in game, and then when you see what they're doing, you're like, wow, that was smart of them to do. So there's going to be something in this game that we're going to have to either adjust to, we're going to have to fix, we're going to try to attack and hope we get it again, but it doesn't always work that way.
And what do you make of Bill, going full throttle? He was up 43-0 and he blitzed him the last play of the game last week.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to play, 60 minutes.
There's not a poor sportsmanship element to that?
Nope. It's the NFL. This isn't Pee Wee football.
Talked about the quarterbacks being all right last game. What's it going to be like going against those three guys?
Wait, actually, again. Manish got me all riled up over here.
I got to
You
follow.
talked about the cornerbacks yesterday playing pretty well
Right,
against
right.
Cleveland. Now what's going to be like for them going against?
Yeah, I mean, this is a good challenge here, you could say. I think anytime that you play this offense, and especially with the guys they've added, I think this is kind of matchup. If you're a defensive player, you want this matchup. You know where you're at after this one. You know, what do we need to fix? How much better do we need to get? Where are our weak spots? They're going to attack those type of things, and we have to do a good job of playing good team defense. We have to play complementary football in all three phases. I mean, we're going to know where we're at after this one.
Just to go back for one quick second. I know you guys get paid. It's not amateur football, but sportsmanship is sportsmanship, right? Regardless of.
Yeah, but see, here's how I look at this. It's the second week of the season, okay? The way that our league is structured now, like those in-game reps are really valuable. Everything that you do in a game, especially at the beginning of the year, it's going to help you get better for kind of the mid part to the end of the season. So what we get to do at practice per week and training camp, how much contact that you have, the spring, all those type of things, these in-game reps, whether you're up, down, whatever it is, they're all important. So if you get in the situation, you want to keep playing because those are gonna be valuable 4 or 5 weeks down the road. I mean, there really is value to that.
I understand it, but a casino blitz on the last play of a 43-0 game?
I mean, I like it, but that's just me.
Adam, this is obviously not the first time you've run up against some adversity as a head coach, through Tannehill and whatnot. I just wonder, how conscious are you when things like this happen, like a crazy week like that happens with Sam at the mono and whatnot, and everything that followed? Are you, with the way, what your demeanor is in front of the team and whatnot, and I just wonder, as a follow on that, is there anybody you learned from, or is there any moment that you learned back or earlier in your head coaching days on how to handle that?
I think a lot of the things that any kind of adversity I ever watched Coach Saban go through, because everything wasn't smooth sailing when we first got to LSU. Like we lost UAB, got stomped by Florida multiple times. I mean, we went through a whole bunch of stuff with some players and things like that. He always did a good job of making sure the staff was good, but the way he was in the team meeting, players were focused on doing their job. I think I learned a lot through those experiences. I think I learned a lot through Coach Martz, kind of going through 3 years with him. I think seeing Josh kind of go through some stuff that, it's 10 years ago now. I think that was a valuable lesson. I thought John Fox handled a lot of things really well. I mean, we won a lot of games, but it wasn't always easy.
Is it, how would you describe your demeanor? Is it defiance? Is it just remaining positive? Is it body language? How important is body language and all that kind of thing?
I think for me, it's kind of, one, it's how I'm feeling on that Wednesday. Once we get through Tuesday, once we hit Wednesday, to me, I'm turning the page. I'm ready to go to the next one. So my mindset goes right to 0-0. And, that's the best thing about the NFL is once you get to that Wednesday and you got a new game, like you get to play another game. Like if there was a bad experience on that Sunday, you got a chance to rectify it that next week. So to me, that's an exciting kind of feel going into the week.
Bailey Jamal Adams question. He was not happy at the fine.
Right.
A, did you think that the play warranted the flag? And then B, do you think he should have been fined?
Yeah, I mean, I keep looking at it, trying to figure out what's the best. I mean, I just keep thinking if he doesn't throw it and pump fakes it, and he's pulling up because he thinks he's going to throw it, and then he gets the first down running it, I'm trying to figure out what's the right thing to tell him as far as how to play that play. When I saw it live, I didn't think that was a bad play, but that's what they called. They implemented a fine. Obviously, there's going to he has an appeal process that he can go through. But I mean, it was just we're trying to think, how do we correct it, and what do we tell him? Because if Baker does something different, that could have been a different result as far as maybe he gets the first down running, and now everybody's going, well, why did you tackle him? So I mean, it's a catch-22 for him.
Adam, your coaches and athletes all the time talk about, no one believes in us, no one thinks we can win a game. And so a lot of times it's BS, but they kind of rally around that. This week you have a situation where I think no one outside this building probably is giving you guys a chance. Do you embrace that? You kind of relish that underdog role?
Yeah, I guess over the last 4 or 5 years, it seems like a lot of teams I've been on, that's been kind of the situation where you're the underdog and nobody thinks you can win, and then you go do some good things. And I think when the locker room's tight and guys all believe in the same thing, it can be something you can rally around. I think this locker room is doing a good job of, they're staying together. They're working hard. Yesterday's practice was really good. We found a way to get better yesterday. And that's really our biggest thing. Keep getting better, stick with our process. 0-2 is 0-2, but we got a lot of games. We have a lot of football left to play. I just keep thinking back, there was, my first year in Miami, we were 1-4 and terrible. And then we rattled off 6 straight. Next thing you know, we're creating our own destiny. So we got a lot of football left to play. It's all about us getting better, about us sticking with our process.
Do you have a problem when a player publicly criticizes an official? Are you cool with that? I mean, what's your philosophy on that, Jennifer?
I mean, I don't have a philosophy on it. I wouldn't. I'd be careful because they might be reading it.
Thanks, guys.